everybody, and welcome back to the Reality Kingdom. We're with the real and reality or whatever. Period. I'm your host, Pharaoh. We're joined by one of those Lee. Lee, it was a mega leg.
Was it? Or was it just a long regular leg?
It was a long leg.
I was like, this one didn't put the mega in mega leg. I don't know. But we were seeing it.
We watched.
We weren't seeing it, we just watched.
I wasn't seeing it, I just watched. I mean, you know, we were here. We were there.
Mm-hmm. We were always here.
We're always here.
And that's what I think about it.
Let's get into it. I'm gonna go ahead and already pull up the images because
it's a mega league.
There wasn't a lot of shifting, honestly.
It wasn't, and I think that's what's really unfortunate about this episode, which I think for me it dragged because, I mean, 15 minutes in, Derek and Shalissa were losing, and they just lost.
Yeah, this is literally the groups. They left in group 1, which was Cesar, Ricky, and Juan and Shane. Group 2 was Letitia, Rob, Vinny and Amber, and Danny and Anthony. Group 3 was Melissa, Yvonne, Sunny and Busy, and Derek and Shalissa.
I'm bored. I need a shake up.
Me too. It's okay. It's okay to be bored. Because I am too.
The flow is such a bore.
Drinking all bottle of.
He need to a straw. But no, I'm excited to see what happens moving forward, especially because I feel like a reason why there was not many shakeup is because King Danny is doing a lot of helping. And it's like, child, that's going to get cut out in these next few episodes because, I mean, he helped Letitia, Rod, and Amber and Vinny a lot, and then they still are ahead of him. And that's what I'm saying. It's just like, it gets to a point in this game where it's like, you do have to cut that off because, you know, for example, like a foot race, like, they're a team, Walla Walla, that could potentially lose a foot race to Letitia, Rod, and Amber and Vinny. So you really don't need to necessarily stay so close with them. But I do love what he's bringing to this season. It is really fun to see the teams working together. Like I said earlier in the podcast, like this is very, like, for me, old school Amazing Race. So I'm like, watching them, I binge, like the use of alliances and using each other to get through around. It's so fun to see the camaraderie of it all. But it's just like, for example, Danny has been the main one doing the helping. Yeah. And so it's like, I'm curious what's going to happen when he stops. Is people going to be mad? You know what I mean? It's, you know, because I feel like he could really leave some of these people in the dust if he just didn't extend so much help.
Because he's really good at navigating, and sometimes they can really kill a task too, like a detour or a roadblock. So honestly, if he just stop. It's going to be interesting to see what happens when they stop helping each other because this leg, it was very much so an alliance. And all three of them stuck together the entire race, and they worked together the entire race, all three of these teams. And that was, honestly, I did like seeing it for this episode, but also it will be interesting if next episode we kind of saw in the previously, they might just decide not to work together. And it's like, that's going to be interesting too, because it's like, y'all was helping each other this leg. What's going to happen when y'all not helping each other? We're going to see. Yeah. So we started this one off, and the first two teams made it to the detour, of course, first. Like, it's very much so a separated as team jump because Cesar, Ricky, and Wanda Shane are in first and second the entire race. It's nothing. So
there was a few times I thought, okay, you know, the big three was going to be able to jump, maybe Cesar and Ricky, because they caught up to them at that NASCAR place. Well, it wasn't really NASCAR, which is car racing. But child, that didn't last long. That's the thing. Anytime Cesar and Ricky look like they're going to get past, no.
They're not.
They will only be first or second.
It's literally, it literally has gone second, first, second. So they're only going to get first.
At this point, girl, I didn't see enough. If they don't win this season, then
what? Because it just would make sense. At this point, right? Well, I guess Juan and Shane won this leg. And that's the thing. The top three teams are the only three teams who's ever gotten first. Letitia and Rod got first the first two legs. Cesar and Ricky got first every other leg, and Juan and Shane got first this time. So it's like, that might as well just be the final three. Let's just skip to final three.
It probably will be, and it's
probably going to be that.
I would live for Walla Walla to sneak their way in there because I'm just living for,
that would be a good
like I said, like the strategy of it all. Like at the end of the day, he realizes their team, they're not able to compete on the same physical level as some of these other teams. So what he's doing with bringing in these alliances and helping the other teams is that he's able to get that back tenfold, and we saw that this episode. So
Yeah, exactly. So, Lee, the detour was bicicleta.
bicicletas,
You
child.
gotta pedal, bike, and do shred some waste by pedaling this stationary bike,
Right.
or boledora, which is throwing a boledora on a moving boot.
Oh, we did, girl.
Immediately,
Bicicletas. And y'all, let me tell y'all, look. Some of y'all out there, y'all may be saying, child, Pharaoh and Lee just be talking. We would have ate this episode up.
We would have ate this.
We would have ate this episode up.
I don't think there's been a leg where Lee and I wouldn't have been ahead of the leg, because
get us out there, bitch.
Don't get us out there. Don't do that.
Don't test us.
but I think we would have been doing killer.
All I'm saying is we would have chose bicicletas immediately. But everybody named Mama was choosing bolos, and we were confused. Like, sometimes we'd be like, "Oh, we just being influenced from what we saw." But I'm thinking, like, if I read bicicletas and bolos, I mean, bicycle. But I think maybe not, because a thing. Did they know it was a stationary bike? Because I can't even ride a bike.
You can't even ride a bike. That was my thought. I was like, okay, if we would have thought that and they didn't tell us any details, but apparently on detours we do get a little. Wait, is it detours we get a little more information? Yes, on detours you get a little bit more information. So I'm pretty sure they knew they had to be on stationary bikes and do something with shredding models. I think they would have known that. If they didn't know stationary bikes, then it's a no. But if we knew stationary bikes, we're definitely going to bicicletas instead of boledoras. But these two teams, Cesar Ricky and Juana Cesar, both chose the boledoras. And I was like, this don't make sense. I think, and then when you see boledoras, so when they head there and they see the boledoras, you can tell it's like something that if you can actually be good at it, that it would have been better to pick this one, because the stationary box is just going to take some time. It's just going to take some time for everyone who goes there. There's no way you can really speed that up. But the boledoras, if me and Lee just got our first try, we're out. Right. We got on the first try, he got on the second. We're out. We're
Very easy. So it's like, if it's something you good at, what we saw with Juan and Shane, they hit it like damn near immediately when they got there. And Cesar Ricky, I feel like didn't say that too long. So it's like, that's something you can just hit real quickly, you're good. The thing about the bicycle is like, it's going to be a set time regardless. You're not going to just get there and get out. You can get to Boledora and get out. But, girl, I don't got coordination like that, girl. Would you have been able to?
I could have did the Boledora. I've played some Boledoras before. I think I could have did the Boledora, but it was far. We had to swing it really far away. It would have took us some time. I don't think we would have been able to get it fast enough if we weren't already ahead. I don't think that would have been good for us, because we could have gotten behind. But
so we just chose bicicletas and got there and be like, period. Because even with that, it's like, why I keep saying the word, but only one person had to actually do the cycling, and that could have been you, girl.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I
have the green thumb
at the gym. Okay, period. I've done bicicletas at the gym. So
actually, I've tried to do that, and it really, maybe I don't have the seat adjusted right.
No, you get wore out fast. You get wore out.
Yeah, I wore out 2 minutes into it, but okay. But okay. Because I was thinking, I don't know how to ride a bike, but girl, I'm not going nowhere, so you just move your legs. Girl, I got on there, I said, ooh, that and that Stairmaster.
Woo, there. Do you know that I went to the gym, and I'm trying to slim it down, and you either need to do, guys, by the way, subscribe to my gym program. Okay, I don't have it. But
I'm like, girl, for real?
Lying. But I need to get into it. So what you need to do if you're trying to lose some weight, especially in your gut, you need to either do the incline treadmill, or you need to do the Stairmaster. The Stairmaster is really gonna hit you a little bit harder, quicker, but the incline, you're going to be able to go for a longer amount of time, because you're just walking up the treadmill, right? So I usually do the incline. And then the other day I was like, I'm trying to get a little harder hit, and these glutes need to stay fat and juicy. For my man. So I was like, let me try this Stairmaster. When I Girl, I was on the Stairmaster for 2 minutes, and I was like, oh, let me go.
I haven't been able to do more than 5 to 6. It really will kill you. Girl. But child, this has been physical education with Pharaoh. Period.
Thank you. So boom, girl. This is when we got the alliance. The alliance basically immediately agreed, you know what, we all just gonna follow Angie and Danny because they good at the stuff. They
And girl,
find
that
what's
would be
wrong.
me. And that would be
It would,
me. I
it would
mean,
be
this
us
round,
too.
we wouldn't really need it. It's no shade because we'd be the hell of them. I mean, we would show
Clock,
bicicletas,
clock
but
it, clock it,
my
clock it,
ass would definitely be following Angie and Danny.
clock it. So boom, all the teams are headed there. We see Busy, Sunny, and all the group 3 teams all are really bad at navigation. It seems like because Derek and Shalisa were getting lost, Sunny and Busy were getting lost. I'm thinking, where are y'all going? How are y'all getting lost? No one else
And
is
this is
getting
why I
lost.
said on the phone to Pharaoh, like what we saw, and I feel like specifically like Luis and Michelle, Derek and Claire season, a lot of the times they would get that map out, navigate exactly where they're going before they even get in the car. I think that's the best thing to do. Why are you hopping in the car driving if you don't know where you're going? Just to get in the car and say, babe, I don't know where I'm at. Like, I don't even want to get behind that wheel if I don't know where I'm going. What's the point of even starting the car? You don't know where you're going, baby.
Same. So the group 2 alliance, they pull up and they see Cesar and Ricky and Wanda Chan at the Boladores because everyone had picked Boladora for some reason. Don't know why. We wouldn't have did it. So when they pull up, they're like, ooh, actually, let's go to the bicycles.
I think that's kind of like a negative too about working together because especially too, these are 3 teams. Like all y'all going to the same area, like it's not necessarily best because that may not be your strength just because they're going. And I've seen that a lot of times in older seasons. Like they will just choose a certain detour because the other team is going there. And it's not good for y'all the way it's good for them. So it's like you really need to start, you have to make your own decisions in that. You don't always need to just follow the pack.
Yeah. I think there's like very rare times where it might be like, you know, you need to catch up. You're in the back. So if you go with this team, then you can know where they're at or something. Because it's helpful. There's times where you could be at the detour alone. Because for example, it seems like these last 2 rounds, we would have been at detours alone because we decided on the second detour, we'll get into that too. We would have just been sitting there alone. We'd have been like, damn, are we in last first? Where are we? And it's like, it is a little bit, it's a little bit anxiety.
And I get that for sure. But that's the hard part of it too, because it's like you're an alliance, but it's like, for example, do we want to do a foot race with Letitia Rod and Amber and Vinny? I don't.
Period.
Yeah. Angie might even outrun me.
That's why it's helpful for Amber and Vinny and Letitia Rod because they can whoop Angie and Danny in a foot race.
Yeah.
But for Angie and Danny on the flip side, but that's the thing, Angie and Danny's only doing it so that later on they can be helped. So it's like, I will say it's working right now. For now.
Yeah. No, and I will say this group 2 alliance, like I've seen alliances in the past, but the amount of help that they're giving each other, like kind of unrivaled to what I've seen before. I haven't seen
this before.
I haven't seen every season of Amazing
To where Amber was like, hold on.
Amber was like, hold on, I stopped the presses. I'm about to show you exactly. I have never seen it like that before. So I will say this is some loyalty, bitch. And it definitely worked out because they just needed to stay above the 3 teams. And it's like that minute, literally the minute that they were behind him, they got ahead of them again because they were working together. So it definitely has, I feel like honestly more pros than cons. It's just those cons can come up. Because for example, this episode, if the 3 at the bottom were able to actually catch y'all and get ahead of y'all, then that's where it comes in. It's like, okay, girl, like you might get outran, you might get, maybe just don't tell them too many directions, but it worked out well this episode.
Yeah. Not group 2. Well, yeah, the group 2 alliance. I need them on the Challenge USA. Actually, all 6 of them, including Angie. Because the way they're locked in, I want to see a lot.
Girl, I'm telling you, these last few seasons of the Amazing Race, like I don't understand why they weren't getting Amazing Race applicants before, but like these last few seasons, like like if there's a Challenge USA 3, it better be evening out from all 3 shows because the Amazing Race need their representation. Because honestly, they gotta get on there and win.
They got the heavy hitters, y'all put there. But anyways, so when they leave, they go to the bicicletas. Juan and Shane end up eating it up. So they end up passing Cesar and Ricky because they're able to do this detour so fast, and they pass them here. And Cesar and Ricky end up finishing after them. So those 2 teams are still ahead, and they're both headed towards the roadblock, while every other team is either looking for the detour or they're at the bicicletas because that's where the group 2 alliance went. So when you got to the bicicletas and I saw what it was, I'm like, Lee, I'm sure good.
Yeah, we would have
But because first of all, we would have went here immediately. So Lee and I would have already been bicicletaing for this whole time that Group 2 alliance had to travel to the first one and then travel back. So we would have been good. But what I noticed was, well, not even what I noticed, what they showed was Vinny, big ass, big manly ass, is over here tired and struggling. Talking about switch, babe. Amber was like, switch.
Right, and it was so crazy because she tried to literally pedal it and she couldn't even move it. Like it was a few times when they were switched and like the other one had to like pedal their foot forward because it was like jamming the thing.
Mm-hmm. It's too much. That was too much. But I feel like that was just a straightforward detour. This bicicleta is just such a straightforward detour. It's nothing to it. The other person put the water bottles in, you pedal the bike. It's that simple. We saw Angie and Danny have to switch as well, but Rod was able to just stay on it the whole time. And that kind of I would have tried to do that, but if I would have had to switch, leave it on there.
Would you have sit up there with him?
It wouldn't have been as fast as him. He was moving, but I think like gone. I think I have some stamina in me, or like I think I'm just stubborn because I know when I do go to the gym. When I was on the Stairmaster, when I said I'm gonna do 15 minutes, I didn't get off till 15 minutes, even though I needed to get off. I was like, gonna fall out. Like I got that stamina. Like I'm gonna stay on there, baby. Don't worry, I'm not gonna quit. But yeah. So Rod and Letitia ended up eating that up, so they were done first. But instead of just leaving, they're like, okay, we're done first, so we can work on the map. So us and our allies.
Girl, teamwork.
Yeah, you and your allies. And then Angie and Danny got finished, and we found out Danny speaks Spanish. He talks about, this
man. Honestly, I want to see Danny on Big Brother.
I was thinking the same thing, especially when we get later on.
In the Big Brother house, bad.
Especially when we get later on. Because that to me that he ate that up later on. But so boom, Group 2 Alliance finishes the bikes. Saison, Ricky, and Juan and Shane have already passed everybody that headed to the road.
You know, they're up there.
They're so good. And then we see finally the bottom three teams are finally getting to the detours, and they're all going to Boladora. Well, no. Yvonne and Melissa and Derek and Shalisa are going to Boladora, and Sunny and Busy went to the bicycle.
Derek and Shalisa chose Boladora. I knew they would.
I don't know why they did.
Me personally, I knew they lost when they did that. I was like, well, that's it.
Yeah. It was just a bad decision. And then they talk about, like, they are physical. So them doing that bicycle wouldn't have been
They would have ate that bicycle. They would have ate that bicycle.
So it's like,
they did. They didn't have an issue with it. That wasn't a problem for them.
Because they were able to switch. And when you're able to switch, like, even when Derek got tired, Shalisa really picks up the slack physically. Like, they're a physical team. So I don't know what made them choose this random skill over that.
Because, girl, if you're following all of the shows that we're following, child, first it was Kayla and BB King. Yesterday it was Tevin and Survivor. You watching the challenge, child, Ayana and Cyrus. Derek and Shalissa. This is a bad week. If you're a black person with a CBS show, this ain't the week for you, baby. This is not the not even CBS, but still, like, don't be on reality TV. This week.
Not this week. I don't know what
it's crazy, man. Like,
it's real bad, honestly. So all of them are in the back, for sure. And then Derek and Shalisa basically have to change detours because they realized that Derek can't do it. Derek was pissing me off, honestly. I'm sorry, baby. Because Shalisa was able to get hers every single time
they were neck and neck with Melissa and Yvonne at first.
Yeah. But Derek could not get his. And Shalisa was like, we just have to switch. We have to switch. And he was like, no, I can get it. I'm getting close. And honestly, I don't think they should have switched.
Me neither. I think she got the hang of it. She got it on like number 6 the first time. The second time was like number 4. Like the next time, we got number 2. So he just needed a chance to get it, and he was. I don't think he was that far from getting it, or he just got lucky. Like I think the amount of time to switch, and then like we said earlier, like there's a set amount of time with the bicycles. Like you're gonna be there for at least probably 15-20 minutes. Whereas with this, you can be there for 5 minutes, depending on how quickly you can get it. So I don't think they should have switched. I really don't.
Yeah, I feel like if they didn't switch, they would have had a better chance of catching up. I kind of still feel like they might have not, because how Sunny and Busy worked with Yvonne and Melissa at that roadblock.
That's the thing. Maybe Melissa and Yvonne working with Derek and Shalissa at that roadblock. Yeah, it's like
that's true. But child,
that's the thing. Busy and Sunny had already started on the bicycle, so them arriving after them from switching, it's like you have no choice but to be behind them. You're not gonna beast past them when they're
Yeah.
almost done.
Yeah. So I feel like that really put them even further behind. They either should have just initially chose bicycles, knowing that they're physical, or should have just probably stayed. And Derek probably could have accidentally got it, or he could have just got it by luck. So yeah. So then we head to the roadblock, the first roadblock. So the first roadblock is you got to ride in this car, this like NASCAR car, and you're going to take this path to the finish line. And you have to get out of the car and complete a puzzle that is showing you that exact path on the puzzle. I felt like this is something I will be able to do. So I believe we would have took this roadblock.
And it definitely will be you.
Because I'm like the puzzle guy. Like if it's anything with a puzzle or a quiz or whatever, just give it to me. Just give it to me. Just give it to me.
And it wasn't even like a hard puzzle. Like
that puzzle seemed so easy, but they were struggling.
Like truly, once I got the grasp of it, I do feel like it's something I could have did because you just have to memorize where you're going in the car. Like
or like just I don't know, like because the first little thing is like,
in your mind.
You go straight for a while, and then you like are clearly turning, and it's like it seemed like people didn't even get that. And it's like, come on, you can at least just get this first idea concept, and then once you have the first idea of what's going on, you can just put the rest of the puzzle together because it's just a puzzle after that. You don't even have to. But you had 3 minutes to do it, or you had to restart. Yeah. So I bet that.
And I think that was definitely the harder part of it because it's like 3 minutes.
Yeah, I can't even think. I just got out of the car. It's hot. So yes. So Cesar and Ricky actually make it here before Juan and Shane. But Ricky was struck. And that's the thing. Cesar and Ricky are better at navigation because they be making it to the places before Juan and Shane regardless. But Juan and Shane gets done with them first every damn time because they made it here before them. But Ricky was struggling a little bit. And Juan ate it the fuck up. He got it on his first time. So they were out. They were in, out, and gone. And Cesar and Ricky were still kind of struggling a little bit until they were able to get it. So they're still kind of neck and neck, but Juan and Shane are just doing better.
And I'm like, girl, Cesar and Ricky, y'all bet I let Juan and Shane come and take y'all money like that.
Y'all money like that. But they're eating it up. Honestly, Juan and Shane are eating up every.
Yeah, they just need to get their footing, and child, they got it now. I feel that could be, like I said, Cesar and Ricky, don't let them take your crown, girl.
Oh, girl. But yeah, so boom. They get Juan and Shane are in the lead, and they're all headed to the next place before any other team shows up. It's like they ate that up. So,
and you know what? That's why I feel like it didn't give Mega Leg, because I feel like usually with Mega Leg, they're like, I feel like there's high stakes. Like it's just a lot of like things going on. There's a lot of like tension, or just like I don't know, like what's what I'm looking for. Just like fast pacedness. I think I didn't get that this episode. It gave like a regular ass episode. The people were in the front were in the front. People were in the back were in the back.
Yeah, because usually on the Mega Leg, and I would say this area was kind of that area because Cesar and Ricky were still there as soon as Group 2 pulled up, and then they like left very quickly after. And what you're saying about the Mega Leg is almost every Mega Leg I remember in these last couple seasons, there's a point where damn near every team is in the same kind of area vicinity. I remember with the Derek and Claire season when they got to that motorcycle cross. Literally every team was doing it at the exact same time. And it's like, okay, this is a catch-up point. Everyone's here doing the same thing. The issue is the tasks are all easy. There's not been one task that is time-consuming or complex to where all the teams can kind of just be at the same place at the same time. And that's what makes Amazing Race fun is when this is a task that's going to take everyone some time. So now we're all here. And now the people in the back are feeling like, shit, I could be in first place for the first time this whole time because we're all still here. So yes, I feel like they need something like that.
And I do feel like that's the big thing. Like, objectively, in my opinion, from comparing the detours and roadblocks from this season to those two, they were definitely harder. Like it seemed like people were struggling a lot more. It seemed more complex. There were more steps to it. Like there's a lot of, especially this episode because it was a Mega Leg. They're trying to, I guess, fit it all in one. Like it seems like it's not too much that goes into actually doing the challenge. So if you have people who just eat it up, like the Juan and Shane, Cesar and Ricky, even Letitia and Rod and things like that, it's like it's gonna just be done like that, like it's nothing, because it wasn't that complex to begin with. Mm-hmm. Like literally, they just had like this episode we're gonna get to, but freaking soccer with little bouncy balls. Like it's just like that didn't seem too difficult at all. It didn't even look like anyone was really stopping them from kicking the ball. Like no shit. Like they got hit around a few times and then boom, the ball went into the net. Like I just feel like maybe we're just not seeing it You know, because I don't want to discredit the people who are actually on the show. Like, because to them, I bet they're like, well, this shit is hard. What are y'all talking about? And I bet I couldn't keep up with some of these people either. But it's just like I said, objectively from the last 2 seasons, there's a lot of times where I felt like, damn, they really out there working. Yeah. I don't really get that sense. I get that this is just easy to them.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's like not time. Like the reason why they're flopping isn't because of the challenge, it's because navigation or wrong decisions. Like nothing has been like, to me, it seemed like, oh, I just suck at this so bad I couldn't get past it. It seems like it's been so many other outside sources.
Yeah, I just don't like these tasks versus specifically last season, because I feel like specifically last season we got this kind of like, you know, past COVID type of access.
The last season was good.
So there was like tasks where like they had to, even this it's something that seems like they could have done on this season, but there was a task where they had to like collect. Oh no, was that Derek and Claire season? No, it was the beginning of last season, wasn't it? I don't remember. They had to go in this big ass swamp and collect like 13 tulips.
Oh yeah.
And they were like wet, they were soaked and they were sweating, and it took people so long. And that was one of the earlier challenges. And it's like, it's just, though that was actually a challenge. And it's no shade, but I mean, you just sit in the car and then you're doing the puzzle. So it's like, I mean, it's still a challenge. It's still probably hard. I'm not discrediting that. But in comparison to the types of challenges we saw last season, it's like, you know, different levels to the shit. And I think that's what makes it more interesting, and it makes things, it can help someone who has a strength really jump ahead above someone who doesn't have that strength. And we haven't seen that type of shifting, even with people who have strengths and weaknesses and stuff. It just still hasn't shifted it that much. So anyways, the Group 2 alliance is here, and then Sunny and Busy and Melissa and Yvonne pull up as well. So all 5 of these teams are here, and the Group 2 alliance is all really struggling to try to figure out what this puzzle is. And we see Angie, she has to take a break. She gets overheated in the car. She feels like she can't go back in the car and go through it again. So she has to get some water, sit down, whoop, whoop. She was damn near fit to quit, take the 4-hour penalty, all of that. I'm like, damn. And this is why I couldn't play with my mama. I'm sorry, because my mama was doing this. She getting yelled at.
And I hate to say it, I'm Annalie to the shit.
Get out.
Mama.
You just sit in the car.
What you mean you hot?
It would have been a problem.
What are you doing?
It would have been a problem for me. And then you
roll the window down. What are you talking about?
Something. It's going fast. How are you hot? There ain't no wind?
No, and that's what makes their team so great. Danny is so patient with Angie. Like, girl, like he is so like, and I love that. I think she, that works for their relationship. Like she needs that, and it's like, because blowing up, what is it gonna do? Great entertainment.
Yeah. But never be me. I will say, like you. I can't say never because I can be patient, but we're racing. I would have been mad. I'd be like, if you couldn't do it, you could have just told me no.
Oh my God, you gonna yell at your mama like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Girl,
Mama, what are you doing?
All you gotta do is sit in the car. All you gotta do is sit in the car. All you gotta do is sit in the car.
It's hot. It's hot.
It's gonna be hot. How about we finish the race so you go sit down and get some water? Girl, don't let me.
There ain't gonna be no finishing the race if I get heat stroke.
If you get heat stroke, they'll let me do. Maybe they'll let me do it. So maybe you need to go in there and get heat stroke.
Oh my God!
I don't care.
No, but she was talking about taking the penalty. I said penalty because I'm very anti-penalty.
Oh please!
When me and Pharaoh get out there, I don't care if Pharaoh's leg gets chopped off. Penalty? Yeah.
Good thing we will never be out
there. Penalty for what? You can get your leg back when we win $1 million, girl. I gotta buy you a prosthetic.
You're right, you could. But then we gotta split it, then we got tax. That's $1,000. So anyways, Amber was having a tough time, but she was the first one who was able to get it of the team. And when she got it, she was like, you know what?
I'm not leaving them.
I'm not leaving my people. So she tried to help Angie, and Angie was like, "No, girl, just go ahead and go."
I'm not leaving.
She started crying a little bit. She went over there to Rod. She was like, "Rod," he was like, "No, you can go ahead and go." I'm not doing that.
It was serious for Amber. That's loyalty right there, man. That is some loyalty right there. But like I said, literally, like. It pays off for Danny. It literally, he talked about it earlier in the season and look at it paying off. Like, quite literally, they could have left him in the dust, they could lose. The only way Angie got through this is because Amber literally came over and showed her exactly how to do it. She didn't have to ride in the car anymore. Like, they could have left them in the dust and they could have lost this round. But because they've been helping and just sharing their resources, they were able to get this assistance here. And I live for that. I'm just like I said, me and Pharaoh was talking about the podcast, like, when is it going to do that shift and how is it going to be reciprocated? Like, are you going to feel some type of way? Because like I said, I do feel like something like this could come up again, and are they not going to feel like helping Angie because y'all don't want to help anymore? It's like I feel like have to wait for the right time to do it. But that's why it's also scary, because it's like you're helping strong teams. Like, if y'all continue to help each other when Busy and Sunny and Melissa Yvonne go, it's like this is a top 5 of mothers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you didn't help mothers get the top 5. So I don't know.
Exactly. So Amber says she helps both of the teams. She helps Letitia as well. And then all of them finish. And then we see Sunny and Busy and Melissa and Yvonne. They're a little pressed because they didn't get no help. And they're like, oh, this alliance.
And I'm just trying to figure out so just to clarify, it was the same puzzle for each of them, right?
Yeah.
So I couldn't walk over there?
See, and I don't know the rules, but
because maybe if everyone's getting help and we're all just looking, I don't need you to tell me not to go
on a few of these tasks. I'm thinking, why would I not just go over there and look at her shit? And the one where there was a map, the museum and all the statues, and we had to do the map. I'm thinking, shit, I'm just gonna walk over there and look.
Yeah. I don't give a fuck. Like, and I'm assuming I can't imagine there's a rule against that, because literally Amber was in Angie's space doing it for her. So if I'm Yvonne, girl, I'm going to go watch. Fuck the bullshit. Why can't we? No, I'm gonna get help somehow, and later on with the meats too, baby. I'm gonna be at the door list. Period. Like, I'm gonna get my help. You ain't gotta help me.
Boom. So everyone's leaving now. Well, except Derek and Shalisa, who haven't even arrived. They barely. After everyone leaves to the next roadblock is when Derek and Shalisa arrive. We don't even see them cross. So yes. So the next roadblock lead. I would have hit this first one. Is who wants to score, and you see it's the little.
I got it. Whatever it is, I gotta do it because you did the last one.
Lee got it. So at this point, when it comes to roadblocks, because Angie did the last roadblock because Danny was like, we need to knock out some of her roadblocks.
It's been 6.
She has done. I was finna look it up because this episode had 2 on this.
Because Danny is really good at these challenges. If they get out there, if they really can knock out as many as she needs to do, and they do get to that top 5, I can see Danny really just beasting out these challenges, so it doesn't matter. Because if he's no longer helping with navigations and they're beasting the challenges, well, it's over.
It's over. So, for Angie and Danny, for Angie and Danny, Angie has done
Walla Walla.
3. Danny has done 4. Yep.
And you gotta have half and half by the end.
You have to have equal amount, half and half. So she might have to do 2 or 3 more.
So low-key, go ahead and keep helping just to make sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead, keep helping while Angie knock out her roadblocks, and then cut it off when you need to get the rest.
Yeah, I agree. She needs to go ahead and do 2 more. 2 more. Because I think there's 10 legs, and this is leg 7. 8, 9, 10.
I'm going to say, why do you think? There's a clear reason why there's a rule to it. But girl, do you need that rule? Shit.
I like that rule, actually.
No, I feel like I do too. It's an equalizer. It really is a built-in equalizer.
Mm-hmm.
But I hate that, for example, but you also, you casted Angie and Danny. And so there was an uneven, physicality level. So it's that's where it's the rule is well, damn, this in-place rule really ruins a pretty good team. Because you're forcing Angie to do shit. Damn, she was getting knocked around in Saga. I was leave her alone.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So she did both of these. She did, because she only had 1 until this episode. And then this episode, she did the thing. And then now she's going to do the soccer. So that's interesting. So she needs a few more for them to kind of be on par. I feel like Cesar, Ricky, Juan, and Shane, Leticia, Rod, we don't really have. I don't think we're going to have too much of an issue with that, honestly. I think they're all going to be fine. There were times Amber was struggling a little bit. Let me see how many they got. 1, 2, 3, 4. Amber has 4, and Vinny only has 3. So they're very even. They're good, and every other team I feel like is pretty equal. And they might not come up. But yeah, that was interesting. So we get to this roadblock. Lee's gonna do it. You basically just have to be in this little bubble ball, and you have to make one goal. Literally just one goal, girl. You're good.
I've
Bust
been out
past
there,
some
bro.
hoes.
I've been busting past bitches. Like, it would have been serious.
Bust past some hoes. Shane got it immediately. Shane kind of said he wanted to do this because Juan is gonna be better at the more mental roadblocks. So he wants to do something that if it's just a purely physical one, he needs to knock one out. So that's what he did. So he did it. He got it literally immediately, and he literally left. They were gone. And before Cesar and Ricky even arrived, they were gone. And then when Cesar and Ricky got there, Cesar was struggling a little bit, and it's like, oh my god, like what's going on, boys? They were struggling a little bit on everything this episode, really. And what got me, Lee, y'all, why the fuck was the third team to arrive Sunny and Busy? Baby,
I was gagged. Where the big three at?
And then Melissa and Yvonne came too. The big three was behind. They were the bottom three at this point. Well,
I was gagged. I was like, girl, nothing got passed up. Well, not for long.
Not for long. But yeah, they have passed them up at this point. They got there, and they were finished by the time the alliance, the Group 2 alliance, arrived. And I'm like, damn, Sunny, Busy, and Melissa, they might just overtake them and become team 3 and team 4. Now, if they would have got third and fourth, that would have been a gag of an episode. That would have been a big shift, very big shift. But they did not.
They did not.
We get to the detour. Shane and Juan appear there first, and it is either who did it or what's your beef. Who did it is you have to dust this area for fingerprints, and then when you find the fingerprint, you have to compare it to a sheet of like 8 other fingerprints and figure out which one is the match. And then what's your beef is you have to match these pieces of beef to their shape, size, and whatever name they are. You're like looking at them, the man's telling you the name one by one, and you have to match the name to the other name that's on the board. Boom. Now, I don't know if we would have lost
here because I immediately was like, well, who done it?
I was like, who done it? Because for me,
no one did it, so we have no idea how easy or hard it was.
Honestly, what I envisioned or thought was, baby, if all we got to do is dust a desk with a duster, we can do that, and then we'll find the fingerprint, and then we'll match the fingerprint. Like, and then I was also thinking, if we get the match wrong, we can just dust it again and get it. We could just go until we match all 8 of the fingerprints, and eventually we're just gonna have to get it right. This one is something that they can get wrong all day long. You don't ever have to get all the beefs right. So that was kind of my thought process, but we don't know how hard it was.
It always trips me off when we say something and then everyone choose the other thing. I'm like, oh shit, what's good? But I don't think I would have without, because that's the big three literally all helped each other, and then even Melissa, Yvonne, Busy, and Sunny helped each other. So it's like if we were not getting help, I don't know if I would have been able to get that, and they barely even got it without help. So maybe the finger dusting was the easier one, and we would have ate even at first.
And then honestly, I feel like even if, like, let's say this leg, even if we were a little behind, I don't think we would have been foul behind Derek and Shalisa.
Yeah.
This leg.
And that's another thing. I feel like every single episode has there not been a team where it's like, well, girl, they're losing. Yeah. And I think that is really what's making this season kind of for me, because I feel like, damn, we really just know. Like, I'm pretty sure Busy or something, Melissa, you want to go home next. If they don't, first guy to see.
Then we get it interesting. So Shane and Juan make it there first, and basically the man is just naming them off to them, and he can't stop, he can't slow down, so they confuse or whatever.
Girl, what's happening?
And
then they're in Spanish, child.
And it's in Spanish. It's just too much. But it just seems like not easy, not hard. It just seems like something you have to get done. You're just gonna have to figure it out.
It is pretty straightforward.
Yeah. So yeah, Cesar and Ricky are there while Juan and Shane are there, but Juan and Shane still end up getting it done first. They're still in the lead, and then Cesar and Ricky get done right after them. They're in second place, and they're like racing to the pit stop at this point. And by the time that they're done with every single task of the day, Derek and Shalisa are just now finishing the first row.
Was this even necessary to mention? You didn't have to bring that up.
I have it written down.
You ain't have to say all of that. You can skip that.
Just to show y'all the distance.
You don't have to say all of that. What's the point?
They're at the first.
But why bring it up?
Just to highlight the
I just feel like if you're black and you're standing in it,
standing in office. So the girls teams, they both arrive and they both agree that they should work together. So
And I
they
didn't
agree.
live for this. I was like, come on,
I
because the other
love
girls
this.
working
I love
together.
this because I was literally thinking, y'all need to work together. Like the other three teams are working together. Y'all peep that they're working together. Y'all might as well work together to get this done. And the issue was this wasn't any of their strong suits clearly because they were working together for a few go arounds. I think they had at least one or two go around guesses, and then the alliance showed up. And when the
And it was
alliance
over.
showed up, there's only 3 stations. So Sunny and Busy are at one, Yvonne and Melissa are at the other, and Letitia and Rod were able to cop the third station, which meant Angie and Danny and Vinny and Amber couldn't even guess. So they went back to the place where the man was naming the meats, and they were just going to listen to the names again to try to like get some more information while they wait. When they went there, Sunny and Busy, Melissa and Yvonne couldn't get it, so they left to go hear the names again. And as soon as they walked in, Danny was like, "Y'all, let's go take their places." So all of their teams went and took their places, and even Letitia and Rod were finna leave, and he was like, "No, go back. We'll figure it out here." So what he was doing was making sure they were 100% going to be behind them because them 3 teams were taking up all 3 boards, and it's like, damn, you just shut them out. He boxed them out of getting ahead of them.
Because, baby, you're not boxing shit out over here. Because guess what? I'd have been at the door. What was that?
But we still would have had to wait. We still would have had to wait.
That's fine. I would have got the answers though.
Okay, that's good. It would have been hard.
You're not gonna gag me too much. You make me gag me a little.
You can't see what they're doing. They're just like, this one's here. So it's like we wouldn't have. It would have been hard.
You can't go in the room at all. Girl,
you can't go in the room. You have to stand outside of the room, and it's like,
I don't know. I just because I would have been absolutely gutted by that. Because I just feel like, I would have these called a ruckus, something.
Yeah. he gagged the fuck out of them. He ate that up. Like that's some Big Brother shit. Put him on Big Brother Survivor shit because he literally like strategically prevented them from getting ahead of them. It had nothing to do with them being better at guessing the names. They all just sat there and kept guessing and figuring it out until one of them got it, and then the other 2 teams got it. It was like just like that. So it was like, damn. So they did that. They did that. They guessed it, and then they were finna leave. And Melissa and them, they came in, and they were like, "Oh, can you guys help us? Can you guys help us?" And Danny was finna help, and Angie was like,
"You've done enough."
You've done enough. And she said, "I have to put my mom hat on because Danny was not.
You're doing a lot.
He's doing a lot. He had no. Honestly, he was. He had no reason to help them at this point. Like, just keep moving, baby. You're good."
He probably had a guilty conscience, like, damn, I did just fuck them. Let me just go. Damn.
But well. So they leave them there, but the girls end up getting it on their own anyways, and then every team, just heads to the pit stop at this point. And Derek and Shalisa are not, caught up. They're not caught up.
I don't want to talk about it.
So they lose, they're going home, and here we are. I don't know, just the season has just been very stagnant, not too much shifting, kind of obvious, very predictable. So we're just here, but hey, we're here. So there's that.
We are here.
I'm excited with this little line stuff. Danny has made it exciting for me. So shout out to Team Walla Walla for real. Yeah. That whole segment of the episode was very entertaining and interesting. And the next episode, they're talking about not helping no more. So that'll probably be.
They want to gag you live with that one.
They are. So I'm interested to see that. So we'll be here though next week to discuss the next episode of Amazing Race. So tune in for that. We've also been doing Survivor every Wednesday after the episode, and Big Brother Canada and the challenge. So check out all of our content. And thank you for keeping it real with the kingdom. Bitch, we out. Bye.